Hello and welcome back to another episode of I Dig High Tones. It is nearly mid-February and the year 2026 so far has been an extremely cold and snowy one, especially here in the Philadelphia area. It's made it impossible to get outside to do some detecting. The last time I was out was just before the new year and after Christmas, but we've got still 6-7 inches of snow on the ground. It's rock hard. We've gone 2 weeks now with the high temperatures of the day not getting higher than the high 20s. But the good news is I'll be going to the UK in just a few weeks to metal detect in the fields of Norwich. And it will be my 4th trip to the UK and I can't wait. I've had extremely great finds on every one of my trips, and I'm really looking forward to being in a slightly warmer climate, outdoors, metal detecting 8 hours a day. But before I go on that trip, I realized that I never released a video from my last trip in September. And it was 2 weeks in the fields, and what I thought I would do, rather than releasing one video for every day, is simply do a compilation and show you some of the highlights. So sit back and enjoy this episode, reliving some of the moments and great finds from my trip to England. And before I get started, please, please, please hit that like and subscribe button. When you do that, it drives the algorithms and it helps other people discover these videos and enables me to continue to get good feedback and make these videos and share them out to everyone who's interested in metal detecting, especially metal detecting in historic areas of Pennsylvania as well as the UK. Without further ado, let's rewind the camera to September of 2025 and take a look at some of the great finds from that trip. Windy as all heck out here. We do have some breaks of sun, and the field's a little bit high with weeds and stubble, but you know, we're making do. There's some paths that you can get through. But it's my first morning, not only back here in the UK, but also on the Deus 2 high-frequency coil. And there it is. You see the new coil. Great thing is, at Detectivall, they paired it all up for me. Everything is set to go. I've been using it now for about an hour and a half. Well, we've got a signal here. So far, I found small artifacts and a few buttons. Getting a nice 67, 68, 69 right here. Gonna give this a dig and let's see what we have. Most of what I'm finding with the high frequency coil is actually quite close to the surface. And no exception here. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, look at that. We have a buckle fragment. Looks like a Georgian buckle fragment, maybe a little bit earlier. Got some decoration on it, some fancy. What a nice little find. All right, take a look at that decoration. Very nice. Well, on to the next. Well, it's 11:30, day one, and been digging a lot of small lead with the high frequency coil. It's tough to work the field. The stubble, the grass, the weeds are fairly high. Just had my best signal of the morning so far here. Let's take a look together. And here's the hole. Signal was coming up as 88, 89. A big rock in the way. Oh, it's in my hand. Let's see what we have. Oops. And looks like we have a bullet. It was down about 4 or 5 inches here. I just pulled it out. It is over here. And this is a Tudor button. So it's medieval. It's sort of 15th, 16th century. Well, regrettably today I did not find the pot of gold, but I think I might have been looking in the wrong spot. The rain's starting to come down, but what a beautiful sight that is. What a gorgeous rainbow. Look at the intensity of that rainbow. What a gorgeous sight. And there's a double rainbow just starting as well. Gorgeous. I think there's probably a pot of gold right down there. Guess that's where I'm heading next. Well, it's 5:06. The hunt for day one is almost over, and we've got our first hammered silver. Need to be careful it doesn't fly away, but there is the image of King. I'm not sure who it is, probably Edward in the middle with some writing around the perimeter. We'll get Steve to identify it, but it is a hammered silver, and I believe this will be a farthing. It's quite small. And literally steps from where I just found the farthing, just dug another coin. I believe it's a Charles copper farthing. We'll have Steve identify it for us. I don't think that's hammered silver, but I do see some writing around the edges. It'll probably clean up fairly nice. Second coin of the day, and I just dropped it. But we'll find it, and we'll end on a high note today. Good morning from blustery England. It's day 2. Just had my first signal here. It's taking here about 3 or 4 inches down. Dug it out. I thought it was hammered at first, but I wiped it off, and we've got a starburst design of some sort on a button. Shank intact. It's a pretty one. Nice first find of the day. We just had a signal here. It was a 60-61. First really solid signal of the morning. Just pushed it over here, looked at it briefly. I think I know what this is. And this, if you can see in the sunlight, is a hammered silver coin. Well, I'm not sure that it's hammered silver now. I think this is probably a Jetton brass coin. Maybe Charles. We'll have Steve take a closer look, but you can see some of the details coming out here. You can see a crown on this side, and maybe some rosettes in the middle. Anyway, nice looking find. And down about 3 or 4 inches, had ourselves a second coin here. Honestly, not sure if it's a copper Jetton or hammered silver. It looks more like it could be a Jetton. I get some water on it and see what we have. It's a little bit tacoed, but it's a coin. And you can see, very similar to the last coin. It's got a little crown there, writing around the edges. But given the patina, this looks more like copper or brass to me than silver. Down about 5-6 inches. We have ourselves a nice little buckle. Nice little guy here. And there it is. There's the buckle. And what's really nice about this, and super sweet, is it's zoomorphic. If you look at the front of that buckle, is a animal head. I don't know, maybe a horse, or a dragon, or some other animal. But it's carved into the front face of the buckle. Very cool. Nice little buckle. Cool little find. Best find of the day. Best artifact find of the day for sure. I finally had what I could call an impressive find with the high frequency Deus 2 coil, at least since the first day when I found a Roman sesterces. But here I had a very good reproducible signal, 77, 78, 79, and it was down at 5 or 6 inches. Dug it out, and here it is. And it's another one of these Jettons, sort of a medieval period coin or token. It's probably the best condition one I've had today. And I think this is my 3rd or 4th actually. But you can see it, it'll clean up nicely. And it's nice and flat. Many of my others were tacoed. So there you have it. But I just had a signal here. Very nice signal. Dug it, and we have ourselves a very, very pretty silver button. Well, it's one of those days they don't tell you about in the glamour magazines about metal detecting in the UK. It has been raining here all day, and I am a muddy mess. We're on a large field, actually a combination of fields that we have access to. But the rain has been coming down steadily, and it's forecast to last at least until the early afternoon. So far, modern greenies, some buttons, maybe a silver button, hard to say. Not a very productive day, but we're out here with the elements. We're enjoying getting one with the earth, becoming one with the earth. It's always my motto anyway. Well, gonna head off that way on the field. It's been kind of quiet here. And we'll see what we find. We are in England after all, and you never know. You just never know what's coming up next. Walked from the hedgerow down to this opening, which is probably historically some sort of footpath. Come down this way here. I had a signal here. It was a deep 72 to 77. Almost gave up on it, but I kept at it. It was down about 10 and 11 inches. Pulled something out. I put it down over here. See if we can re-find it. Shouldn't be that difficult. Oh, here it is. We have silver. And there we go. A really nice looking head of George VI. This is a sixpence. And it's dated 1942. I believe this is the last year that they were silver sixpence, but I'll double check that. In any event, from a sloppy, muddy day, it's not a bad find. Well, it's day 3. Slow going, not many signals. Had one here, it was 90. Back on sensitive full tones. Sensitivity 94. Had a 90, high 80s, 90, high tone. Dug it. It was down there. It was down 10 inches at least. And dug it. I think it's just another Jetton. Brass Jetton. Middle Ages. Thought it was hammered for a moment, but don't think so. Well, it's 3:30 on day 3, and switched over to the 9-inch coil. Just going around the perimeter of the field, and had a signal here, dug it, and I brushed it off slightly. I think I could have something very interesting and potentially important. I mean, this has got a great patina. I don't know what it is, maybe some sort of a leather mount. It's, yeah, looks like it was attached there. Sweet, great patina. I'm going to take it directly up to Steve and have him take a look and bag it and identify it. But I'm sure that's medieval at least, and we'll see. Did get a very nice Roman Valens earlier off this field, actually on the other side of the hedgerow, and we'll see what that dates to. Well, it's 4:25 here near the end of the day. The rain has stopped. Not far from where I've had the Roman turret. I just had a signal here. It was like a 55. It's kind of scratchy, but I do believe we have a hammered silver coin. It's not in the best condition, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a rinse. Just put some water on it, and you can see it's a long cross, a little bit clipped. Not the best of conditions, quite circulated, but Steve should be able to identify that. Here's the front, which is a little more difficult for me, but Steve is the expert, and I'm sure he'll be able to get an idea off that. Well, it's day 4 here in England, and the weather's cleared up. Skies are a little bit overcast, but the weather is nice. We're in the high 60s. Beautiful field to work on. I've spent about 20 minutes so far on the field, a lot of shotgun shells. I had my first signal here, dug it. Let's take a look. Okay, it was down about, 6 inches or so in the hole, and beautiful grainy. Here it is. Big Victoria penny. Let's see if we can get a date off it. It's possibly 1926. Not sure. Anyway, it's a start. Big old penny, 100 years old. Let's keep going. Well, not much to report yet today, but I just had a signal here. We're quite close to a church in the distance, which is actually the same church that we've worked other fields around. But had a really interesting signal here. I almost didn't dig it. I thought it might be a shotgun shell because I'm close to woods. But I dug it, and look at what we have here. This is one of the more interesting things I've found in a while. We got a lead figure. It looks like a monk or a knight. Very cool. Still has some paint on it, original paint. I'm gonna get a little brush. We'll take another quick look. There he is, cleaned up just a little bit more. You can see some of that paint coming through. Very cool. What a find. Hey everybody, a little bit slow start today. Walking a large field going towards a mound, which looks quite interesting. Very quiet here, not hearing much iron at all. Had a small signal here, dug it, and we got a really beautiful buckle. Very nice, a little bit of fancy on it. It's complete. I'll take that, 1700s, maybe a little bit earlier. On to the next. Well, we found our first coin of the day. It's a greenie. Well, actually, it's our second coin of the day, but our first old coin of the day. It's very well worn, probably 15th, 16th century. It's thin bronze. Yeah, we'll have a closer look a little bit later, but at least it's a coin, and it's not far from where I found the buckle. And another little button. So there's been some activity in this area, and I'm starting to hear a little bit of iron as I work through the field. So it's a coin. So far we've had pretty good weather, but the next couple days are going to be spectacular, at least today and tomorrow. I think rain is forecast again for Sunday. But I'm going in a t-shirt today, and Penny Power Strong, and we are going to find some nice things with the 9-inch coil. I'm going to dedicate my day today to the 9-inch coil. At least I'm going to try. Now, if something extraordinary happens, I might have to use the high frequency coil, but my plan is to use the 9-inch and see how we get on with just the 9-inch for the entire day, which I haven't done yet at all on this entire trip. And if you remember my trip from March, it was on day one with the high 9-inch coil that I found my first and only gold coin ever. So, well, with that, let me show you a couple of highlights and we'll hit the road.
Here are my two hammered coins, hammered silver coins. This is Edward IV penny from New York Mint. It's seen its better days, but still it's hammered silver. And this little guy is an Edward I farthing from the London Mint. This coin dates to 1279 to 1307, and this one 1461 to 1483. My two hammered silver finds so far. A nice little curdle bell, and it rings. It's complete with the ringy dingy dinger. One of my personal favorite artifact finds so far. This is a Roman harness mount, dating to the 1st to 2nd century. Really beautiful patina. It's bronze, and I found this on that sloppy, muddy, rainy day in the afternoon with the 9-inch coil on a field that had been walked over and detected hard for most of the day. So really nice find there. Happy with that. Probably my favorite artifact find of the trip so far. Well, speaking of favorite artifact finds, this is probably tied with the Roman mount. This is a little buckle, medieval buckle, 13th century. And if you look closely at the front, there's the head of an animal. It's I don't know, horse, dragon, wolf, you name it. But as always, these stylized faces are kind of sometimes even be imaginary animals. But what a cracking piece. It's complete. Patina's nice, and it just has that wonderful face that only a mother animal could love more. What an absolutely cracking piece. Just love this little guy. Yep, it's tied with the Roman mount for number one so far. And here you have the small Roman coin. It's a bronze coin of Valens. Valens was emperor from 364 to 378. He co-ruled Rome with his brother. And the reverse of the coin features the emperor dragging a captive behind him. The emperor is holding a staff with the Christian symbol Chi-Rho. Now, the interesting thing is Valens follows Constantine the Great, so Constantine makes Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. And Valens was involved in many military campaigns and battles. In fact, he was actually killed in battle in 378. But these coins were propaganda, and the coin shows that the emperor is out there engaged in campaigns and leading the way for the Eastern Roman Empire.
You know, these videos are so hard because there's so many great finds. I've tried to consolidate as many into this video as possible, but that's only 4 days worth. So let me work on another video and see what I can squeeze into that one. There's some really incredible finds still to come. So until next time, happy detecting. May all your tones be high tones. And don't forget, please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.